If you want to wake up feeling excited about life again, like you have that lust for life and that passion, I'm going to explain to you right now exactly how you can do that. My name is Diana, and as someone who has recovered from complete burnout while chasing my goals, I have learned many important lessons along the way of rebuilding my life. And I'm here to help you avoid those mistakes at all costs so you can skip over all the suffering and start enjoying your life again. You've probably tried a lot of different things to actually start enjoying life again and to create that excitement for life again, like going out more, maybe picking up some hobbies, drinking coffee, and it didn't work. But I have good news for you because you are not alone. That is completely normal, and I'm going to explain to you exactly why you feel like life has gotten dull. Think of the times back in the day when you would wake up excited about checking things off of your to-do list. There are 3 different reasons why you have felt that passion. The first one is that you just made a new goal. 2 is that you just made a new plan to reach that goal. And 3, you learned something new or had some sort of breakthrough. So we'll use fitness as an example. In correlation with the steps that I just mentioned, the first one being you made a new goal. So you decided to lose weight. Second being, you just made a plan to reach a new goal. This could be you decided to get a gym membership. And third is you learned something new or had some sort of breakthrough. This could be figuring out how to do an exercise, or you ended up actually losing a couple of pounds. There's a common denominator between these 3 things, which we will get to in just a moment. As someone who lost all of their excitement for life to the point of it feeling like everything I did during the day felt like a chore, it got to the point where I just felt like I knew that nothing that I did throughout the day was ever going to feel like enough, and that I probably wasn't going to enjoy any of it. I knew deep down that whatever I had planned for the day was going to feel like I was doing some sort of chore. And honestly, it did. I wanted to so badly have nothing to do. And it's not because I don't want certain outcomes in my life, but it was because I physically and mentally just felt so drained that I was trying to give the last little bit of energy that I had to something. And that last little bit of energy just was never enough to actually make any progress or move the needle at all. So I was literally just running in place, which only made me feel even more exhausted. It was a cycle that continued over and over again, and I knew that something had to change and that cycle had to be broken in order for me to start feeling somewhat human again. So the common denominator between those 3 things that I had just mentioned before made me realize exactly what I was missing. And this realization was a complete aha moment for me. The reason why it was such an aha moment for me is because I also realized that feeling can be created, and that is the feeling of newness. And this is why that feeling of newness can reignite that passion in life again. After spending days, months, or years on things that seem like we're just not getting anywhere, things start to honestly feel like an uphill battle. And this newness gives us a feeling of hope. When we wake up every single day and we have that feeling of hope that we will actually get to where we want to be, things are exciting. There is a reward for the tasks that we do every day. Take this example, and this is cited from the World of Work website. In the 1950s, Kurt Richter, who was a professor at Johns Hopkins, did a drowning rat psychology test. And this experiment demonstrated the power of hope and resilience in overcoming difficult situations. And if you guys are not familiar with that experiment, I'll give you a quick summary. This professor ended up putting rats into a big bucket of water. In the first experiment, all of them drowned within a couple of minutes. They stopped swimming. In the second experiment, he saved them right before they ended up drowning. And when he let them recover and put them back in, they ended up swimming for days instead of hours because they had hope that they were going to be saved, that there was some sort of reward at the end of continuing to swim. So imagine working out and eating clean for years and not losing weight. That can cause people to become hopeless because no matter what they're doing, they're just not seeing results. Really quick, if you are finding this helpful, hit the subscribe button below so that you can stay in the loop. Now, if you are wanting to reignite that passion for life again and create that hope, here's how you can do it. First thing is to define your goal. What exactly do you want to do, and what does that look like? This is something that needs to be in stone, because the more you switch this, the longer it will take for you to ever get to where you want to be, which defeats the purpose. Second thing is to make a plan. So decide on a couple of daily tasks that you can work on every single day that will get you closer to your goals. Pick 2. You don't want to add 100 different things to your to-do list every day. You just want to add the biggest needle movers to your plan. And number 3 is to execute the plan. Learn as much as you can about those 2 things. Focus on getting really, really good at those 2 things and do it all through action. Don't only study on these things. Make sure you're actually putting action behind them, and this will cause those breakthroughs that you need in order to have hope in your life. Having those breakthroughs will ignite that sense of hope in your life. So focus on learning everything that you can about those 2 things that are going to get you closer to your goals. And the most important part to all of this is to just stick to it. It may take a few weeks to actually start feeling like you're making progress, but you will start building up that sense of hope again that will be reigniting that passion for life. So if you've lost that lust for life and you feel helpless and you don't know if you should continue doing things to chase your goals, remember this. Hope will keep us fired up. Doing the little things every single day will keep adding fuel to that fire and will inevitably keep you going. If this helped, leave a comment below and let me know what big goal you have that you are going to try to reignite hope around. Now that you know the truth about building excitement around life again, the real question is, are you going to actually use it? See you in the next one.